This is our first session of our vocabulary, and this is unit 1. This is something very basic, learning vocabulary. I mean, how we can improve our vocab and how can we learn different words. If you look at the first part, this question A, it says, what do you need to learn? Okay. It says here, what do you need to learn? All right. So I will be just going through this part first, like this one. It says, did you know that there are over 500,000 words in English, but that the average native speaker only uses about 5,000 in everyday speech? You already know many of those 5,000 words. This book will help you to learn many of those that you do not yet know, and it will help you to use them appropriately and accurately. B, what does knowing a new word mean? It is not enough just to know the meaning of a word. You also need to know which words it is usually used with, its grammatical characteristics, how it is pronounced, whether it is formal, informal, or neutral. I mean, now from now on, from today, every time you look at the word, you must remember one thing. You must ask these questions to yourself. First question is, it's here, this one, that which words it is usually used with. I mean, the word which you are learning, in which context this word is used, in which other words are associated with this word. And the second thing is, what is its grammatical structure? What is the grammatical characteristic of this word? For example, is it a noun? Is it a pronoun? Is it adjective, prepositions, adverbs? What kind of relation it has with grammar? And the next thing which you should know, how it is pronounced. What is the pronunciation of this word? And if you feel that it has difficult pronunciation or you don't know, you must check in the dictionary, or you can just download any online app on your mobile phone. And every time you need to check the pronunciation, look at the dictionary. But you should use any standard dictionary, not like any other dictionary. Sometimes certain dictionaries don't provide you the right kind of pronunciation. So you should like download some kind of Cambridge or Collins, or certain standard dictionary which is accepted all over the world. Next thing you should be noticing, whether it is a formal, the word which you are learning, is it a formal word? Is it informal? Or is it neutral? Okay, so you must know these three things. The word which you are learning, is it used in a formal way? Is it used in an informal way? Or it is neutral? I mean, it can be used both for formal and informal. Okay, so when you learn a word, you should make sure that you learn new words in phrases, not in isolation. This is also very important thing. And one more thing I want to add here, that if you are not doing it before, from today, start doing one thing. When you look into the dictionary and find the meaning of the word, don't find the meaning in your native language. Use a dictionary which tells you the meaning in English, because this is how you will improve faster. If you use the dictionary which tells you the meaning in your native language, that is not going to help you much, right? So try to use dictionary which gives you the meanings from English to English, okay? Like here in the place where I'm living, sometimes students look into the dictionary and they find the meaning from English to Arabic, which is not acceptable, because when you look into dictionary which is English to English, while you're looking for one word, you come across so many other words. So I strongly recommend you should use the dictionary, which is English to English. Okay. So the next thing here, this one. So when you learn a word, you should make sure that you learn new words in phrases, not in isolation. I mean, not only the word, with the word, you have some other kind of phrase. What does it mean? We will discuss in the coming mean phrase. It is connected with the verb or with prepositions or like any adjective or something like that. Not in isolation, not the word alone. The next thing is notice how words commonly go together. Mean you should have some kind of practice how to put different words together. These are called collocations. We will study what are the different collocations in this lesson today. So, mean when the words are going together, not just one word, that is called collocation. Mean, for example, here we have adjective plus noun. For example, rich. Rich is adjective. Vocabulary is a noun. So when you say rich vocabulary, that is collocation. For example, you don't know the meaning of vocabulary, and now you say that my friend he is rich. He has rich vocabulary. Okay, and the other thing is I love to listen classical music. I listen classical music in my free time. Now these are like adjective. Classical is adjective, music is a noun. Then common sense. Common is adjective, sense is a noun. So you try to use these collocations when you are learning new words like rich vocabulary, classical music, common sense. And the next example is a verb plus nouns. Mean you have a verb and then you use a noun. For example, to express an opinion. Express mean that's a verb. Opinion is a noun. To take sides. Okay, you are side with someone. Okay, you take his side. So that is called to take sides. To take is a verb. Sides is a noun. Next one is nouns in phrases. Okay, for example, in touch with, a train set means ready to leave, a sense of humor. Now these are like phrases. I mean, it's not one word. It has like certain other words, prepositions or nouns or something like that. Okay. Next one is words with prepositions. Word and preposition, both. For example, at a loss for words. At a loss for words. In particular. So these are like prepositions plus words plus prepositions. So why it says that you should not use the word, learn the word in isolation. This is one way you will understand how this word is used. You will try to memorize it. You will try to remember it quickly and in a very short time. Okay, we move on to the next question here. Give me thumbs up if you are getting it and you think that everything is going fine and you are learning these techniques which I am discussing and my voice is audible and very clear to you. Please give me thumbs up, and I will be looking at the next part. The next part says, notice special grammatical characteristics of new words. For example, note, mean you should also look at different grammatical structure of the word. For example, if it is a regular or irregular verb, okay. For example, undertake, irregular past is undertook, or undertaken, or noun is uncountable or countable noun. I mean, every time when you look at the word, you try to understand, is it a grammatical way? Is it a noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition? Is it regular verb, irregular verb? Is it countable, uncountable? For example, uncountable like luggage, okay? Or noun that are only used in the plurals, like certain nouns which we never use them in singular. They're always used in plurals. For example, scissors, clothes, right? Okay. Next one, notice. Now I'm going to talk about this topic here. Notice any special pronunciation problems with this new word. Certain words has some pronunciation situations. Certain words are silent. Certain words are pronounced. Certain words are pronounced, but not that much. Certain words has certain syllable difficulties, different syllables coming at different places. So you should notice all these things. The next thing here, check if the word is particularly formal or informal in character. Mean the word which you are using, is the word formal or the word is informal. In other words, it has particular register. It has a meaning, how the word is used. Certain words at certain places are used in formal, and certain places the words are used in an informal way. Okay. Now, moving on, how can you help yourself to memorize the words? This is now something you all ask all the time. Okay. Now, before I move on, Anis has just joined us. I want someone, maybe Mariam, can you just unmute yourself and briefly summarize something which we have studied so far? Mariam, are you there?
Okay, yes, I am here.
Okay, so starting from the first part which we studied here, that there are about 500,000 words, and how many words are like a native speaker requires to speak. So can you just briefly summarize something which we have studied?
Okay. At first, that they said that there are like half a million words in which we use 50 native speaker use around about 5,000 words in everyday speech.
Okay.
So in this book, then they give us some ways or like words. Like first they said like
Yeah.
they are saying that
Mean,
we not need only the meaning of the word, but
yes,
along with
right.
this we also need like with which word it is used, its grammatical characteristics, and how it is pronounced, whether the word is formal, informal, or neutral.
Yes, right. Okay.
Then they said that learn the word in a phrase, not in isolation.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like you do not understand the word alone,
Hmm.
or
Right.
then they tell us about the collocations when the two parts of speech combine and form a word. Like here they said rich vocab. Rich is a separate verb and vocab is a separate verb, and when
Hmm.
adjective and noun come together they form a collocation and like rich vocabulary, and same they
Right.
give more examples.
Right.
Then
Right.
at next they explain us about the verb plus noun. Like
Right.
when a verb combines with the noun, then they give us example to take a side. Like to take is a verb and side is a noun. Same they
Okay.
did this with the noun and in a phrase,
Hmm.
like in Dutch
Okay.
way a train set and all that. Then
Right.
same word plus preposition.
Hmm. Okay. We can use like words with prepositions, and then you should also notice certain things. You should notice that the word is regular or irregular, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. For example, undertake, undertook, or it is countable or uncountable.
Yes, uncountable and
right?
countable also. Yes.
Or also notice it
The
has some
singular and the
special
plurals.
pronunciation issues or no, right?
Okay.
Or the word is formal or informal, right? Okay, so this is something we have studied so far. So I'm sure, Anis, it was kind of revision for you. How can you help yourself memorize words? Now, I'm sure you all will be having this question in your mind. Okay, so the first thing it says here, research suggests that some students find it easier to learn words if they learn them in groups and make use of pictures. Mean when you look at the word, you you have an image in your mind. You, if you don't see the image, you create an image in your mind. For example, like here you have the picture. Here is a picture, and it has certain words with the picture, like liver, stomach, intestines, and lungs, heart, kidney. Now, when you create an image in your mind, that when you look at the lungs, oh, these are like two parts. They sits on our chests, and they have some kind of function, I think respiratory system, and they work like they are very important parts. Lungs are an important parts of our body system. And then there is a heart. Heart is like it's like a circulatory system, if I'm not wrong. I'm not a science teacher. I'm not
Yes,
I
yes, you're right.
can't give you in
Circulatory
long
system.
details. So then we have kidneys. Okay, so kidneys are also in the lower part of our body. You know, in the lower part, you see it sits on the both sides, on the right and left, and it has like a different kind of function. And then there is small intestine, and there is a large intestine. So these are like long uh, pipe kind of things, which they have their own functions, and how the food travel from esophagus and goes to the stomach, and then it has some other kind of functions. And then there is liver. It's like it creates lots of chemicals. It's like a factory thing. And there is a food goes in stomach. If you create an image kind of thing in your mind, then you will remember these words, and these words will stay with you. You will never forget these words. Okay, you can, I'm here now, you can group words in any way you like. You can put them in groups, like the topic, grammatical group of words, features, words root, and so on. The unit titles in this book might give you some idea. Mean you, in your vocab journal, you can put like one page, I'm going to put the words which are related to grammar, and another page I'm going to put the words which are related to different features. I'm going to put like the words which have different suffix and prefix or root words, or, and there are different ways. Okay, and after that it gives you, this part is very interesting. It can help you to give you certain ideas how you can improve your learning vocabulary. Mean this book will help you to learn vocabulary in a systematic way. However, you can also help yourself to learn more words and expressions by reading and listening to as much English as possible. Here are some ideas about things you can read or listen to. Here, if you look at this box here, it gives you so many examples. For example, you can read comics, some jokes, some, there are certain books you can read online. You can buy a book and read, and they, if you love like jokes and comics stuff, you can read comics. You can watch TV, or you can watch like some TV channels, and you can improve your language. You can read some fiction books or magazines, and you can read the radio and BBC World Service. This is a great source. You can watch CNN, Al Jazeera, English channels, and you can use Twitter, different tweets, different recipes, book of recipes. You can watch movies, newspapers, DVDs, podcasts. There are certain MP3 recordings. I'm using some podcast from British Council. They share it with me, and it's just listening. I listen, and while I'm doing something, I'm just listening the podcast, and I catch the new words and phrases. Then, if you all love music, you can listen some English music, and you can uh, learn the new words. Academic or professional literature, you can read some articles, or you can read some professional literature books. YouTube is a great source. I watch it almost every day. I get so many ideas about different things. Um, Kids watch it for art and craft, for English, for I'm sure you all are using for different purposes. Sports reports, if you love sports, you can watch reports. You can read audiobooks. These days you can, there is a world famous app that is called Audible. You can subscribe to that and you can watch audiobooks, right? And there are so many other audio. I think I told you there is a website called Story Nori. It tells you short stories, but it has listening, and you can read, you can listen, and you can read at the same time. And there are a number of other websites where you can read storybooks. You can read poetry if you like that. You can read some blogs. Then you have conversations with native speakers. If you know someone who is a native speaker who speaks English very well, you can have some conversations. Okay. Then you have reference materials, dictionaries, encyclopedias. All these things can help you to improve your vocabulary. Every time you read something, you can maintain your writing journal. When you look at the word, you can write down in your journal. So, and you can check the meaning in dictionary if you don't know. So all these media things will help you to improve your vocabulary bank. And as the time passes, you will have more and more vocabulary words. Okay. After completing this one, we will be moving towards the exercise part. So this book gives you some exercises. Like, for example, here we have an exercise, exercise 1. It's very interesting. It gives you lots of information. So if you look at question number 1, it says, here are some aspects of grammar to be aware of when learning new vocabulary. Give 2 examples of words that reflect to this aspect of grammar. So, for example, number 1, a noun only used in plural. I mean, there are certain nouns, we use them only plurals. We never use them as singular. For example, scissors. We never say scissor, we always say scissors. Scissors. So can you give me 2 more words which are like used as plural nouns? Same like scissors.
People.
People. Okay. People used as plural. Yeah, it can be. Okay. Now, think about some other. Okay, I'll be looking at question 1 here. It's the same here, but here I have the space where I can write. So number 1 is people. You can say trousers. Trousers. Clock, no. Bulb, no. Look at like trousers.
Glasses.
Glasses, yes. Glasses, that's right. No, army, no. Army, plural is armies. Glasses, clothes.
Jeans.
Jeans, yeah, that's right. Jeans. Tights.
Shorts,
Tights.
pants, pajamas.
Tights. Pajamas, shorts, yes. So this is an example, okay, that these nouns, maybe yes, sheep, but sheep, sometimes we use sheeps when you are given different kinds of sheep. Then we use same like fish. We sometimes use fishes in certain cases. But look at these words like trousers, it's plural, but we never use as a trouser one. Glasses, then we say jeans, okay, and we have tights. So that is one example. Okay, number two, there are many more examples. You can just like explore a few more and you can write them in your own journal. Now, from now, what I'm thinking, I'm going to maintain a vocab general. I'm going to try to make a list of all the words which are like nouns, but they are used as plurals. So can you also do me a favor? If you find these like a list of words which are like nouns, but they are used as plurals, and you can share it with me on like on WhatsApp or like or during the lesson or something like that. You know, you all have my number, so you can also share such information, and you can just um, enhance, we can share this information and we can enhance each other's knowledge. Okay. Or maybe like now, whatever 5 or 6 persons we are, we can like create a separate group where we can share it can be anybody can share anything, and we all are quite serious students, so we only share the information which are beneficial for us, nothing else which we are using for like as a social media. So in that we can you can share lots of things and I can give you my feedback and you can share your answers, I can check and I can send it back to you, or anybody can comment and share information. Okay, second one, it says an uncountable noun. You know what is countable noun? Something you can count like 1 or 2 or 3, and an uncountable noun you cannot count. Okay, it's called an uncountable noun. I will give you an example. Furniture. Furniture is one. We use it for as a singular, plural. Someone says music. Yes, it is music. Okay. Then information. Information is another example. Happiness. Yes, that is abstract noun. Happiness.
Stars.
Stars. Okay.
Or any liquid like milk or water.
But star, we can still say as a 1 star, like one star, and for plural we can say stars, right? And another example is advice. Advice, okay? And another example is luggage. Luggage. So you can also like search and get more examples, and you can share or you can maintain your no. Thought is no. Thought can be one. Thoughts can be plural. Furniture, music, information, happiness, advice, okay, luggage. These are like good examples. And then the next one, an irregular verb. Let's give few examples of an irregular verb. An irregular verb. Can you give me a few examples of an irregular verb? Okay. No, actually I forgot. Sorry. Number 2, an uncountable noun. Uh, uncount, uncountable noun. Yes. And number 3, an irregular verb. Yes, it can be right. Yeah, that's right. Number 3, right.
Eat.
Yes. Eat. Okay.
Come.
Become.
Come. Become.
Come. Yes. Okay.
Choose.
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 Yes, it can
Choose.
be. Choose. Okay.
Go.
Bend. Bend. Go. Yeah, that's okay. Number 4.
Blow.
Yeah, there's so many examples. Number 4, a noun which with an irregular plural. Mean mostly when we have like plural, we add s or es, but sometime we change. Let's say, for example, tooth. Okay, now its plural is irregular. Foot. Okay, yeah, foot. Anis says feet, foot, yes. Man, yes, that's right.
Children.
Uh, yeah, try to give some like big words, not like very big, very easy, which we imagine you are learning for IELTS. So look for bigger words. Let's say mouse, okay, goose, goose, okay, and mice, yes, woman, yeah, that's right, woman. So these are like examples or different examples of, so you can still like discover more, you can Google it, you can study from the book, or you can just search online and you will find more. Now we move on to question number 2. Here, this one. Question number 1.2 says, what aspects of pronunciation should you notice about the following words? I mean, when you look at these 5 words, what pronunciation uh, aspect do you notice in these 5 words? For example, number 1 is subtle. Subtle, you know, subtle, no, something not very loud, like not, for example, when you check something in the kitchen, something has pungent taste. Pungent mean it's very strong. Some spices taste very pungent, but some very subtle. Subtle mean very light, very little, not much, just like less than even moderate, not loud thing. That is called subtle. So what pronunciation aspect we notice in this word? The B is silent here. Number 1, subtle, mean the letter B is not pronounced. It's subtle, not subtle, subtle. Okay, so look at number 2. Number 2, the word is catastrophe, catastrophe, catastrophe. Do you notice any pronunciation aspect of this word which makes it different? Catastrophe.
The P sound.
Not really. For example, I say the word like, like, L-I-K-E, like, and the last letter is E, and same catastrophe, we have the last letter E. What is something you notice here? Is there anything you notice in these 2 examples of like and the word like and the word catastrophe? catastrophe, and like. In catastrophe, there is a stress on E, but in like, there is no stress on E. So that is the difference here, this last letter E. Okay, so that is having a stress. Okay, number 3, word number 3. The word is chemistry. Do you notice any pronunciation aspect of this word?
Stress on second syllable.
Stress on second syllable. Okay. Look at the first 2 letters, CH. Mostly when we pronounce this, like I say check, cheek, cheetah, okay, chew. And when I pronounce this word here, I say chemistry. It's completely different, right? So here, I'm not pronouncing in a normal way. I am pronouncing it as chemistry, not as chew, okay? Like someone says like chemical, chemistry, chemical. Yes, it is. Okay, now look at number 4. Done with number 3. Look at number 4, word number 4, that is answer. Answer my question. What is your answer about number 4? What is something you notice in number 4? W is silent, thank you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. W silent. Number 5. Now, this is very interesting. Number 5, it has 2 words. Okay. The first one, okay. Okay, its first one is used as a noun and the second one is used as a verb. Okay. First one is used as a noun and the second one is used as a verb. So I record, okay.
Record.
Yeah, American pronunciation says it's to a record. First one, it can be a record or record or to record. Okay. First one has just 1 syllable. Okay. And the second one has 2 syllables. Okay. So that is the main that is the main difference here. The first one has just 1 syllable, okay, and the second one, which is used as a verb, that is using as 2 syllable word. Okay, look at number 6, photograph and photographer. Okay, now can you give any grammar, any pronunciation aspect of this question here? Okay. Okay, the last one I'm talking about, number 6. Number 6 says the stress is on the first syllable in photograph. The second is photographer, and the third in photographic. Okay, so again, the stress is on the first syllable in photograph, the second in photographer, and the third in photographic. Okay, so this is like some kind of pronunciation differences. You can further still like listen to certain pronunciation and check further what is some kind of difference of syllables and how many syllables or different sounds. Okay, looking at question number 1.3, 1.3, that's also very interesting. It says, read the text, use words from the box to complete each collocation folk. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, will you pronounce these 5 words which we are looking in previous question?
Okay.
How
okay.
we can pronounce it?
Okay. These words, number 1 is settle. Number 2, catastrophe. Number 3, chemistry. Number 4, answer. Number 5, a record or to record. Okay. Number 6, photograph, photographer. And the third one, photographic, photographic. Again, photograph, photographer, photograph. Okay. So these are like different words. And further, you can, as I said, you must have a good dictionary, pronunciation dictionary on your mobile or on your laptop, as I always have like Cambridge or Collins or Standard Dictionary. Every time you are not sure about certain words, go back and check. So that will give you a clear picture about that word. Okay, looking at the next word, next question here. Mariam, can you help me to read this question number 1.3?
I will.
Yeah.
Read the text, use words from the box to complete each collocation folk.
Okay.
English.
Yeah, wait, I'll make it bigger in size. Okay. Yes, 1.3.
English has a remarkable range of words thanks to period of contact with foreign language and its readiness to the coin new word out of the old element. English has a particularly large vocabulary, for example, as well as kingly for Anglo-Saxon, and we find royal for French and regal from Latin. There are many such set of words which make it possible to express subtle shades
Shades of meaning.
subtle shades of meaning.
Yeah. Okay. Now here we have like different words: remarkable, coin, and royal, and subtle. Now, collocation, as we all studied before, collocation is when you are using another phrase with a word. It can be like a noun or pronoun, adjective, verb. Mean you are not using the word alone. So, for example, number 1, what words can you use with a word remarkable? Okay. Number 2, to coin. To coin mean it says its readiness to coin new words. Coin new words mean to make new words, to create new words, to design something. That is called to coin. Coin is not about something like a coin. We have like a penny or like a dollar or something. That is a coin. This is to coin. It's used like as a verb, to create something, to make something, to design something. And number 3, the word is a royal. And number 4, a subtle. As I said, subtle means something not very strong, something not very loud. So let's start with the first one. First one, a remarkable range. Okay, a remarkable likeness, a remarkable coincidence, a remarkable performance, a remarkable report, a remarkable situation, a remarkable performance. So you see, so many words can be used with this. He's a remarkable person. He has a remarkable performance. He did very well. Remarkable. Okay, now let's look at number 2. You give me the examples of number 2. I'll take you back to the exercise here. Number 2. This is question 1.3. Just a minute. Okay, so here we have number 2. What words can you give me to coin? To coin a term. Yes, to coin a term.
To coin a
Yeah,
difference.
that's right. To coin what?
To coin a difference.
To coin a difference. Okay, it should be okay. But can you say to coin a phrase, to coin new words, to coin new words, okay? To coin name, okay, it can be. What else we can say to coin? Let's say a term, to coin a term. A term, yes, to coin a term, to coin a name, to coin a word. Yes, that's right. To coin, to make, to create, to design, to conceive, to coin a word. Yes, that's right. Okay, now we move on to question number 1.4. Question 1.4. Okay, let's look at question 1.4. And it says, write I by the words that are informal and F by the words that are formal. You know what are the formal and informal words, okay? Like for example, number one is informal, yes. Let's look at number 2, a minor. Number 2 is a minor. So what is number 2? Number 2, formal or informal? If you say informal, yes, that is formal. That's right. Number 2, formal. Number 3, awesome. Number 3, awesome. Mean wonderful, amazing. It's informal. It's informal. Number 4 is to alight. Alight mean to board, to ride. That is called alight. To alight from a bus, mean to leave a bus or get out of the bus. It's formal. Number 4 is formal. Okay. Next one, number 5, to feel gutted. Gutted mean feel disappointed. 5, informal. Informal. To feel gutted, to feel disappointed. Number 6, a felon, means someone who has committed a crime or serious offense. That is called a felon. This is formal. How can we know the word is formal or informal? Okay. So Anis is asking, Anis, this is something you can, again, if you are not sure, you can consult a dictionary. Okay. Dictionary, if you look at the dictionary tells you the word is formal or informal. Or as we practiced, as I said, you should maintain your writing journal. You should write down the words which are formal and you should write down the words which are informal. The words which we are using on social media, on WhatsApp and Facebook and Twitter, mostly we don't bother about their standard, you know. Like for example, you on WhatsApp, you say hello guys, but when you see someone in a meeting, you always say good morning, gentlemen, good morning, ladies, means some kind of formal language we use, you know. Same, we dress in a formal way, and sometimes we dress in informal way. For example, when you go to the like any meeting, or you go to the church, or you go to the masjid, you dress up in a formal way. But when you go to the beach or you go to the gym, you are wearing informal clothes like shorts or t-shirts or half sleeve or sleeveless shirt, something like that. Okay, so maybe you need to have some practice. Understand, sir? Okay, thank you. We will move on. Number 7. Okay, number 7 says to bug someone. To bug someone. Bug means to annoy, to disturb, to create bad feelings to someone. So like this idea is bugging me since morning. This man is bugging me a lot. So these are like some kind of examples. This is informal word. We don't use it in our formal language. Next one, to zone out, mean to lose something. Okay, so it's again informal word, which we don't use it in our formal language, in our everyday language. Okay, now the down part here, there is another question. It says here, let me show you this question from the book so it will be much clearer. Okay, a student learned each of these set of words as a group. What is the unifying factor for each group? Can you add one more word to each group? For example, number 1, king, queen, prince, princess, royalty, duke. These are like different related words. Now look at number 2. Can you find few more examples with this group? Sunshade, shady, shadow, shade, shadow, shadowy. Can you add one or two more? Okay. Says kingdom, yes. Shade, light, okay. Sunshade, shady, shadow. Shade is, I think, already there. Yes. Okay.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. Sunshade, sunshine. Okay. Next
Sunset.
one. Sunset. Yeah, it can be. What about number 3? Articulate, communicate, convey, express, put across. Now you see, all these words have the same meaning. Circulate, it's communicate, mean you give your message to the other person, like you convey the message, you express your message, you put across. Okay, so something like that, you know. Okay, next one is like noun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, pronoun, adverb, something like that. Number 5, settle, calm, lamb, crumb, debt, plumber. Now, in these words, certain letters are silent. Okay, like settle, be silent, calm, be silent, lamb, be silent, crumb, be silent, debt, be silent, plumber, be silent. So these are like, you should understand, this is how these words are pronounced and what is something something specific about these words, right? So this is how, this is like the first section. of this lesson which we have studied. And if we just quickly, just like recap something, and we see what is something we studied in this unit here. Okay, I'll just quickly recap, and then there is something else about this unit. We will go for that. We studied here that there are millions of words. It's over 500,000 words, but you don't need to learn all the words. You need about 5,000 words. Like a native speaker speaks like about 5,000 words, which everyday life. Then we studied another thing that you should know. When you know the meaning of the word, you should look at its grammatical structure. You should look at its pronunciation. You should look at the word is formal, informal, or neutral. And then you should use collocations, mean adjective plus noun, verb plus noun, noun in a phrase, word plus prepositions. And in this way, you will learn the words better. Then we also studied that if you want to memorize the word and keep the word with you forever, you should create a picture or an image of a word in your mind. Then we also studied different ways, different methods and channels where you can improve your vocabulary, like YouTube channels, newspapers, and like digital TV channels or cables, and you like fiction or magazines and DVDs, movies, cinemas, everything, which blogs or like newspapers, or see recipes or comics, or like audiobooks, different things, tweets, you can improve. Then we also today studied nouns which are used as plural. You should make a list of the nouns which are used as plural. You should also make a list of uncountable nouns. You can make a list of irregular verbs. You can make a list of nouns with an irregular plural, right? For example, tooth, teeth, foot, feet. Then in these words, we studied the pronunciation things. Certain letters are pronounced, certain letters are having stress, certain letters are like silent. Then we use the collocation here with different words. Okay. After that, we studied what words are formal, what words are informal, because when you are writing the test or you are going for any interview, you are writing an email for your job, or you're writing a CV or writing a report, we don't use informal words. Okay. And then it also said that we should use, we should group words, we should put them like in certain groups. Okay. Now let's try what is something we have learned. I will show you something here now. Okay. Here we go. It is slightly slow, so just please bear with me. This is a kind of practice or an activity. Remember all the things which we have studied, and here we have an exercise related to that. So I want you to just help me take, I cannot show you bigger screen. I tried to make it bigger, but I couldn't. So I hope it is clear and you can see. If you cannot, I can read it loudly. So you have like 5 sentences here. I want you to write down the answer in your notebook and then share the answers with me. Number 1, the words kid and guy are neutral, informal, formal in register. And when you use them, these words are informal. Someone says informal. Okay, so let's choose. The word is informal. It's informal. Okay. Now, number 2, the average English native speaker uses about 5,000. Someone says 5,000. I will choose this word 5,000. Okay, and I will write it down 5,000. Okay, number 3, it's a good idea to learn new words out of context, in isolation, in phrases. In phrases, someone says in phrases. Okay, in phrases. Sometimes it takes a little bit time. So once you finish one, you can start the next one. And number 4 says child, tooth, and mouse, egg, house, all have irregular plurals. Mouse, okay, mouse. So your answer is mouse. Number 5 says, okay, number 5, put and grow are irregular verbs. Put, like, start, set, and grow, set. Okay, someone says set. So we will see now. Okay, we'll check our answers here. I think we made the right answers here, but still, like, we can check our answers. I think this is like a CD comes with the book, and it has like certain practice exercises. So I think here we can check our answers. How? It changed. I didn't see were our answers right or wrong. I didn't look at it. So here is another one. The words kid and guy are it removed by default. No problem. Let's look at this one here. The words kid and guy are informal. Yes, that's right. Informal. Number 2, the average English native speaker uses about 5,000. We answered it before. 5,000. And number 3, no, the word kid and guy are informal, not formal. We didn't choose, okay. Number 3, it's a good idea to learn new words in phrases. Okay. This was informal. Okay. And number 4 is child, tooth, and mouse. Yes, we did it like before. Mouse, put, set. You said this one here. Something wrong here with this software. It's not giving all the right informal. And here we said 5,000. If phrases is right. Child, tooth, and mouse goes here. Mouse. Set goes here. Maybe I'm not doing it in the right way. I'm not sure. But I think with time, we will get it how to use this one. This is a kind of like assessment. Whatever we have studied, we know. So first, informal, 2, 5,000, 3 phrases, 4 mouse, 5 set. Again, it's removing, and we cannot check the answers. Okay. So this was like our today's session. I'll be closing this part. Okay, so the next one here, which we have for our next lesson, that is organizing a vocabulary notebook. Mean how you can organize a vocabulary notebook. We will be working on it tomorrow, and then we will go back to our IELTS session.